75 coins, from Bitcoin to altcoins, backed by a proven track record of uptime.
Check, check. Good morning, everyone. We'll be with you shortly. Check, check. Good morning, everyone. We'll be with you. Good morning, everybody. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is in the world you're coming from. Welcome to this special edition of DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. So glad to be hosting another episode of this great award-winning show, this time coming to you from the early morning hours in a pre-market open special episode. We're doing this all week as I am technically on vacation, but not so much. The markets never quit, so that means striking never quits. Pedro would argue with that, and so would you viewers. As we all know, and loyal viewers would know, I've been operating out of the global headquarters of DYOR Media for the past few days. Global headquarters called Florida, and that's why I have this red face here, because I've got too much sun. But anyway, we want to bring you still a good show here, some good market intelligence. And Pedro and I have been talking about things, and we are going to be switching things up, as they say. Let me work on this music here. We're going to be switching things up, covering more market broadly in general instead of just crypto. And I think that suits us for what we talk about here on the show. Pedro and I got heavy, as you know, into Technical Tuesday. Technical Tuesday has proven to be one of our more popular topics. And we think that as the crypto market follows the broader market, basically Bitcoin has been trending. We talk about Bitcoin dominance. Really, it's NASDAQ dominance. And the NASDAQ has been... I still have these little things here on the screen. The NASDAQ has been trending against... has been leading Bitcoin in a 3-to-1 ratio. For every $1 that NASDAQ moves, Bitcoin moves $3. I may not have that right. That may be the S&P 500 versus Bitcoin. But anyway, regardless, Bitcoin has been following that. So Bitcoin has fallen into the market. Let me get rid of this stuff here. That one. And that one. Oh, not that one. I did that on purpose. Don't know which one that one is. We'll just leave that one up if Pedro shows up or not. Anyway, Pedro's supposed to be here this morning. He's running late, but I decided to get going with the show. So let's take the banner off here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. So where are we at this morning? If you've been paying attention to our show for the past couple of months, not just a couple of weeks, but a couple of months, even before Mr. Orange Man was elected as president, never mind sworn in, but before he was even elected, Pedro and I have been talking about the market coming down dramatically. Pedro was calling for NASDAQ to come down, the E-minis we talk about on this show a lot because it's a big contract traded by day traders. We talked about that coming down as far as $12,000. It was at $22,000 in October or so. And it pulled back to in the high, I think it hit the high 14s. Didn't get to 12,000, got to the high 14s. We've been talking about that for a number of months. And a couple of reasons. One, the market was hot. The market was hot for the past year or so. It's overheated. The US government printed tons of money. And when they print money, the market just goes crazy because all that money finds its way into investments. A lot of people argue with that. They just say it just completely devalues the currency and just goes off into spending programs and disappears. But that's not really true. Every time the government, the Treasury turns on the money printer, you can see a correlation. And if I wasn't on vacation in the remote office right now and I had all my screens with me, I would show you that the correlation between money printing and the market going up works. And that's why the US government they really don't care when they turn on the money printer. They're like, whatever, because it's bad news that they do that. It's bad news they devalue the currency, but the market goes up. So everyone's like, market went up, everything is fine. So if everything is fine, when they do that, they keep doing it. Let me just check on the old Pedro link here. And so if everything is fine, they keep doing it. And they will keep doing it. And even though the current administration says, we're not going to do it, we've got austerity, we've got to cut back, the thing that tells you they're still going to do it is that the Trump administration wants to push the debt limit up. And Congress has to approve how much debt it can take on. And the president can't just say we're going to spend money. The Congress, if you recall our civics lessons, Congress spends money, not the president. But the president is pushing, in order to get his policies through, is pushing a debt limit increase. So we know that they still want to print money, which means that the NASDAQ and Bitcoin, as a result, now are going to pump. And everybody knows it. When we saw the market come down, Pedro and I talked about it. We said it's going to come down to the 12,000s. I didn't think so much, but with hindsight, I can say that with authority. But, as they say, Pedro-Damus knows all. But it turns out he was right. There was a big market correction, but it turned around almost immediately. And with market corrections that we've seen here in the US over the past, couple of years, they've been very short. The downturn previous to it has been very short-lived. And the reason for that, and by opinion, not in any PhD's studious opinion, but just from watching the markets, is because there's a lot of money coming into the market. There's tons of money. When the market goes down, everyone's like, oh my God, Oklahoma. Money comes in every week. On Friday, every week, billions, a couple of $100 billion. I don't know what the number is. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to write it down and find out what that number is because I talk about it all the time. Comes into the market. And that money is buy. None of that money comes into the market. It comes in the form of, hold on, let's back up. It comes in the form of what? You've been listening to me how long? It comes in the form of 401k deposits. And it comes in IRA deposits, pension funds. All this type of stuff comes right out of paychecks, comes right from corporate payroll into the market. And it comes every week, no matter what. People pay Wall Street like stores in the old days paid the mafia. You had to pay them. Money comes in every week, no matter what. Your business is down, fuck you, pay me. My beard is crooked. Need to fix that. Anyway, and so that money comes in, and that money has to go. That money isn't coming in to go into short selling. That money is coming in to buy equities, to buy to go into mutual funds, to sit around for a little bit, and then it buys. Now I have a system freeze. Great. I love laptops. They just never work as planned. They never do. Anyway, that money comes in. And that money comes in, and all of a sudden, buying happens as a result of that money coming in. And it turns the market around. It turns it around, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna ditch this music for other music here. Let's find the yeah yeahs. All right, now let's see if Pedro has awakened. Nope. Anyway, we'll wait for Pedro. All right, so I was saying that money comes into Wall Street, and it comes in for a reason. It comes in for a reason because people want to contribute to their retirement. So all that money comes in, so there's buying. And so every time the market says, oh my gosh, Oklahoma, everything is terrible, all of a sudden there's a massive buy pressure. And people forget this. Every week they forget this. Every week they forget that old Ma and Pa sent a couple of $100 billion to Wall Street to invest for their future. And that turns the market around. Turns it around because there's buying pressure. There's buys to meet the sells without the sell pressure having to go down and drop prices way down here to find the buy orders. The buy orders are right at the market where the money comes in. And so this turnaround happened really quickly. And let's see if we can get to the old chart view here. So I should have had that well prepared to go here. And this morning, Bitcoin's up at night. Oh, this is Bitcoin is just getting ready to rock here. As they say, I'm a junior level trader, but this is flagging out here and getting ready to rock and roll here. Probably, let's see, I got the 15-minute chart on. I'm guessing, I guess by this afternoon. But anyway, let's get the NASDAQ up here. Try to do that. Pedro and I follow the NQ. The NQ is the NASDAQ. Getting ready to open this morning. Oh, Jesus. I don't know what I just did there. All right, we follow the NASDAQ E-minis futures. And I have the 15-minute up, which strangely is down here unexpectedly. One of the things I've just been talking about is how it tracks with Bitcoin so much. You know, on the 15-minute chart here for Bitcoin, and then the 15-minute chart here for the NASDAQ. It doesn't, it's not tracking exactly, no matter how much I talk about it, it's doing that. But anyway, Bitcoin, getting ready to pump here with this little flag that's forming. And the NASDAQ. But anyway, we can see the NASDAQ's at 19,500. It came down. I don't even know how long that. That's 17,000. That's only the 21st. Let's bring up the daily chart here. And it's a 4-hour chart that'll do. It got hammered. We were at 22,000 here, and then it came all the way back down. I think it's low here, 16,000. I think it went lower than that. I think my chart is just not showing it. I think it dips down into the, for some reason, Pedro and I were talking about the high 14s, 14.9. But anyway, it recovered quickly. It literally did my money printing model here, as a master friend taught me. Came all the way down. I guess I gotta do this here on the screen. Came all the way down and came back up. I always wait for it. I wait for the false move for it to come back down after that, and then it just money printed right up. Boom, came right back up. And it came right back up when there was a pause in the tariffs. As soon as the tariffs paused, boom. There's no other news in the market except the market being driven by the presidential administration right now. It seems like, doesn't it, earnings calls come out, people like, nah, whatever. All they want to know about is what the Trump administration says. And you can see, as really nothing's been happening, the Trump administration has announced all these deals. They haven't publicly announced any. Just that good things are happening, or actually nothing is happening. You can see the market has generally been stable, and that's a good thing. The market, like earlier when it was very volatile here, like this area here, was very, very volatile. And why was that? It's new news. There's a difference between new news and old news. If you watch all this news long enough, when new stuff comes out, what is it? It's breaking news. People watch like this. What's going on? Oh my God, we got to react. And then after a while, that sinks in and nobody cares anymore. And the Trump tariff news really, really doesn't move the markets as much. It's still moving the markets, not as much as it did. And this green right here is when no news came from Japan. Wait, maybe this was, let's see, let me get the dates right. 25th. I think it was this green here. No, Japan actually said, we didn't come to a deal, but we'll come to a deal, but we need to rethink this. The US is not doing things correctly. We want to be more part of the team, yada, yada, yada. And the market's actually pumped. Didn't expect it, but they did. And that means the market is priced in all the tariff stuff. That means everyone, all the hedge fund managers, all the risk managers, all the equities, trading desks, everyone has said, all right, we've got all of this priced in. Every possible scenario, not every possible scenario, but most scenarios are priced in. And that, as soon as that happens, as soon as the market anticipates pretty much all outcomes, which it eventually does, it gets stable and consolidates. And that's what we're looking for. And if you go over to Bitcoin now, the consolidation, let's drag this chart a little closer here. Keep trying to move OBS instead of actual chart. Well, actually, now that I look at it, let's look at the 4-hour chart here on Bitcoin. I wish Pedro was here because he'd explain this all to you very succinctly. Yeah. All right, this is a 4-hour Bitcoin chart. Stochastics are down here. Here they're down, they're getting ready to rise. Chart's flagging out. It's getting ready to pump. If you watch Crypto Lifer, he's been talking about this for a couple of weeks. Speaking of, let's go to the weekly chart to look at that. So here's the weekly chart going all the way back to basically the year I was born. And you can see it pumping like crazy here. And still the stochastics are down. Obviously, that's no prediction of the future. But it is an indicator of what's going on. Hold on, let me check on Senor Pedro here. If you're out there, give us a like and a subscribe and a follow. If you're watching on the live, drop a comment. I'll read it on the air, even if it's an insult. But I'm currently without my cohort, Pedro, right now. Let's see, let's check it out here. Oh, where can a Pedro be? The sleep masters took him away from me. All right, let's see. Welcome, everyone. Please like, share, follow. Just do it. For some reason, the comments didn't come up on the screen. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take this opportunity to get the last few minutes we need for our Rumble Premium Creators Mode. So I'm going to switch over to that, and we're going to talk more about where certain buying and selling levels are. So if you're watching this on the replay, subscribe to Rumble. And yes, it costs money, but there's a lot of good stuff on Rumble. One of the best things I like to watch on Rumble is the Steven Crowder show. You get a lot of free stuff from watching him, a lot of good podcast stuff. But his premium hour that he does every day is where his best content is. And Pedro and I are going to try that too. So after about a good half hour here of talking about the markets. For everyone, we're going to switch over to a premium show on Rumble, and so the YouTube stream is going to go bye-bye. Anyway, so we'll have a good time here with the crew on the Rumble feed, so be there. Oh, I'd like it to be smooth like that, so be there.